Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanita, and on this channel I talk about spirituality, the law of attraction, personal development, and things like that. So if you are into becoming a better version of you, into healing your past trauma, if you want to live your best life, then this is a channel for you. Subscribe and join this beautiful spiritual family. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 17-second rule and why I think it's bullshit. I know, controversial. Tea. I actually have some tea here with me. So it's very, very fitting for the topic where I'm spilling tea about the 17-second rule. If you have been in the spiritual community for a while now, then you know what the 17-second rule is. But for those of you who don't know or don't remember, I'm going to tell you that right now. So the 17-second rule comes to us from Abraham Hicks, which is an entity that doesn't exist within this physical realm, but that is able to speak through Esther and Jerry Hicks, who have made millions and millions of dollars off of this entity sharing its wisdom with them, and thus them sharing this wisdom with us. So Esther and Jerry Hicks obviously have been very, very popular in the law of attraction community. They were actually almost featured in the movie The Secret, which we all know about, but their part was cut out because it was just like too mystical for modern Western people to understand. But nevertheless, they had a lot of success, and they are the originators of the 17-second rule. So the 17-second rule claims that if you think about something for 17 seconds of pure focus on one thought is like the ignition point of manifestation. So if you think about something for 17 seconds, that's you kind of planting the seed into the universe and kind of letting the universe know, like, this is what I desire. The point of 17-second rule is that if you focus on something for 17 seconds, then a thought of similar frequency to your original thought is going to attract to you. So you're going to think about it even more so, and then when you think about it even more so, another thought of similar frequency is going to come to you, so you think about it even more so. So you kind of are just exponentially growing your manifestation power. So this is what the 17-second rule is according to Abraham Hicks, and as I said in the beginning of the video, I don't believe it. I don't think this is true. I don't think this number is valid. I think it's completely arbitrary and was created for commercial purposes. But before I explain to you why I think this way, I'm gonna just tell you, you guys can believe whatever you want to believe. If you have been utilizing 17-second rule and it has been working for you, go ahead and continue believing in it, because you know that in the law of attraction community, we know that whatever it is we believe in becomes reality. So if you believe in the 17-second rule and has been a useful technique to you, just continue doing you, continue practicing it. I have nothing against the 17-second rule. Like, I don't think it's a bad tactic. I just don't think it has any basis to it whatsoever. So I believe that the 17-second rule is bullshit. I think it's an arbitrary number that has been created by Esther and Jerry Hicks in order to kind of feed some sort of a specific answer to the people who are more so rationality oriented. What I mean by that is that a lot of the people who first hear about the law of attraction are very rationality oriented. They are very real life oriented. They're very material world oriented, and accepting this idea that you can manifest your thoughts, something that's not very visible, that's not very real in their reality, can be hard to people who are very much rational. I believe that Esther and Jerry Hicks have come up with this arbitrary number of 17 seconds in order to just answer the questions of those of their followers who are very much real world oriented, who are very much looking for more specific answers than the spiritual community can grant them. Obviously, for a lot of people who are more so rational, it really helps to know the exact numbers behind the system that is invisible in itself, and obviously it really helps them kind of develop that faith that is necessary for their desire to manifest. So I think that Esther and Jerry Hicks have come up with this number in order to just kind of give a placebo pill to those of their followers who were constantly asking questions like how long it's going to take, for how long should I be focusing on my desire. For those of their followers who are looking for specific answers, I want to emphasize that I don't think that Esther and Jerry Hicks had any bad intentions in creation of this arbitrary number of 17 seconds. I think they wanted to help their followers. I think they just kind of wanted to shut up the doubt in a lot of people's heads, because a lot of people are so material world oriented, they can't see anything past that. And this is all the law of attraction is about seeing past that material world and manifesting from that space of uncertainty. But a lot of people are not comfortable in that state of uncertainty, and the more information they get about the uncertainty, as per se, the more certain they make the idea, the easier it is for them to believe in it. And that's why I think that number was created. Now let me get into why I think this number is arbitrary. First and foremost, if you look up 17-second rule, you will always go back to Abraham Hicks. Like, there is no scientific data that supports this number, which is weird because this is a very specific number to not be supported by any sort of data, right? If someone tells you it takes 17 seconds for you to shift your vibration, you would think that there's some sort of a research that backs this information. And by the way, I'm not a scientist. Obviously, if you have any other information on that, if you know like more about like the formation of neuron pathways and things like that, then let me know down in the comments. I looked all over the internet to try and find the basis for this number. I was like, okay, 17 seconds is very specific. It probably comes from some sort of a research that Abraham Hicks just utilized in their teachings, right? But I couldn't find anything. I looked at so many articles, you guys. I looked at the articles about formation of neuron pathways because I thought, well, maybe it takes 17 seconds for like the beginning of a neuron pathway to form. Maybe that's why, that's what Abraham Hicks claims. But I couldn't find any data that supports it. I also looked at a lot of research about brain in general and how long it takes for the brain to perform different functions and things like that, but I couldn't find the source of 17 seconds there either. I also looked at different studies about brain and how it's unable to identify between fantasy and reality, and I thought maybe there's some sort of like correlation between this and the 17-second rule, but once again I couldn't find anything. So if you guys do know something, let me know down in the comments because I would love to hear that. If there is support for that, I would absolutely love it, obviously. But as far as I know, there's nothing. This is just an arbitrary number created by Abraham Hicks. But you know, the lack of scientific data doesn't really bother me because we talk about spirituality and pretty much nothing that we talk about can be supported by science so far. So this is not like the main reason why I think the 17-second rule is bullshit. The main reason why I don't think that 17-second rule is real is because there is no time. In the spiritual community, it's a common belief, and quantum physics and quantum mechanics do agree with this claim that there is no time. Time doesn't exist. Time is an illusion through which we perceive reality, through which we're able to kind of analyze our experiences, I guess. But in reality, there's no time. There's no future. There's no past. There's only now, right? You never experience the past. You always experience the now. The process of manifestation does not take place in our perception of time. The process of manifestation is instant. It takes place in the now. It takes place in the other fourth and fifth dimension. It exists outside of time, right? And that's why every single guru tells you you have to feel as if you already have what you desire because there's no time. So you can't technically manifest for the future because there's no future. The only way that you can manifest is for the now, is to assume the state of being of having what you want, right? We've already heard this thousands of times, and if you haven't, I'm going to link the link down below to my video about it. Also, you guys, do you guys think this is just like beautiful? I love horses. Anyway, you got the idea. There's no time. Manifestation doesn't happen in time. Manifestation happens in a different realm to which we rise vibrationally, right? So, does it even make sense to you that an entity that also exists outside of time, an entity that also doesn't understand linear timeline, claims that it takes you 17 seconds in order to manifest something? I cannot believe that if there is such an entity that Esther and Jerry channel, that this entity apparently, even though it doesn't understand the concept of linear time, decides that it takes us 17 seconds to manifest something. Like, it makes no sense. The manifestation happens in the now, and that's it. So what is the 17 second about? Another reason why I think the 17 second rule is fake is because it doesn't take 17 seconds to manifest things. Look at your own experience. Tell me if it's not true. But for me, I've been able to manifest a lot of things within split seconds. Like, I'll think about something random and then that random thing will come to me immediately, that same very day. I didn't need to focus on it for 17 seconds. My focus on it was literally for just a split second, and yet it manifests. And that's because the 17-second rule is bullshit. It's not real. The only thing that matters in the process of manifestation is not the time that you spend focusing on what you desire, but rather how susceptible your subconscious mind is of information that you are feeding it. If your subconscious mind believes the information that you feed it, within a split second, it's going to manifest. If your subconscious mind doesn't believe the information that you're feeding it for 30, 40, 50 days, it's not going to manifest. The only thing that's responsible for manifestation taking place in the physical world is whether your subconscious mind believes in that piece of information that you fed it or not. So the reason why people think that it takes time in order to manifest something, it's because typically it takes time for you to convince your subconscious mind to believe in something that it doesn't yet believe in. But with other things like that are very easy to believe in, like I'm gonna have a cup of coffee today, this is very easy for your subconscious mind to believe in, right? There's no limiting beliefs that exist within it that would prevent me from manifesting a cup of coffee, and that's why that cup of coffee will come to me easily. So where I'm trying to go with this is that it's not a bad thing that 17-second rule doesn't exist. It's a good thing, right? The more and more that you get into the state of alignment with the universe, the more and more that you let go and become a better manifester, the faster you'll be able to manifest things into your life. You'll be able to think of things instantly, visualize them, and they'll be served to you on a golden platter. The 17 seconds will not be necessary whatsoever, right? Of course, right now, if you're using the 17-second rule and has been helping you, that's because it's a good way to control for how long you're focusing on something. Once again, I'm not in any way implying that you shouldn't be using that rule. Go ahead and use it if it works for you. Whatever it is you believe in becomes your reality. So if you believe that the 17-second rule works, it's gonna work for you. Continue working with it if you feel like you need it. What I'm trying to say here is that you're powerful beyond limits. There are no limits, neither time limits nor space limits. You're powerful beyond any limits because your creative ability comes directly from God. Your creative ability is God's creative ability. So it, in its very definition, can't be limited to a timeline. You are powerful beyond any limits. So just accept that and acknowledge that power that you have, and don't believe everything that every spiritual guru is feeding you. Just because someone gives you a lot of useful information doesn't mean that every single information that they give you is true. So please don't be stuck up on the idea of these limits that were arbitrarily created by other human beings. Remember that all limits are self-imposed, and we are limitless creatures. Our creative power is limitless. So why close yourself to the frame of 17 seconds or 55 times 5 rule? I think this is it for me for today. As always, all of my links are going to be down in the description box. Please let me know your opinion on this topic. I really would love to hear it. Do you guys think that the 17-second rule is a real thing and I'm just dumb, or do you think that I'm right and it doesn't really exist? If you're good at science and if you have scientific data supporting your opinion, let me know down in the comments. I would love to have a little debate down in the comments, as long as everyone stays respectful. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up to support my channel. Subscribe to join this beautiful spiritual family. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful beginning of 2019. I'll see you in my next video.